Did you bring your own straw?
Well, yeah, you didn't give me one.
I definitely didn't grab a straw for you. Taryne just... I hand her the coffee, and she, like, sits down, we're getting ready, and she just... a straw just appears out of her bag, her Mary Poppins bag.
No, you don't keep, like a stash of, like, straws and napkins and, like, silverware in your... Not silverware, plasticware. Plasticware.
I have my cutlery in my glove box.
your garden shears.
So funny. Turn your phone off, Taryne. This is serious business.
Ash.
I need you to take this seriously. This is podcast time.
You know what's sad, though?
What?
The straw definitely has a hole in it.
We are sponsored by Casetify. Put protection, sustainability, and style all together, and that's Casetify. Casetify's Ultra Impact Crush cases are some of the most protective, unique cases on the market. Engineered with innovative shock absorption, patented technology, Chi-Tech 2.0, these cases are drop-proof for up to 9.8 feet. Guys, that is a far fall. Absolutely every detail is fine-tuned for optimal 360-degree protection for ultra slim styles. And their signature camera ring, which you can see all over Instagram and mirror selfies, is designed to not just look good, but also protect your precious camera lens. I love Casetify, obviously, because it's super protective, but they have the most prints and designs I've ever seen from any cell phone case ever. You can choose from tons of prints and designs, and if you still can't find what you're looking for, you can always design your own with their custom cases. So your options are truly endless. Get one of the most protective, cool-looking, and environmentally friendly phone cases that the internet has to offer. Go to Casetify.com and use our code 15advice, or use the link in our description box to get 15% off your Casetify order. That's 15% off with our code 15advice at Casetify.com.
Today's episode is brought to you by Best Fiends. Best Fiends is a free-to-download mobile puzzle game with thousands of exciting levels for new adventures and challenges every time you play. There are dozens of unique fiends to collect, so you can customize your team of fiends to defeat the menacing slugs. Power up your favorite fiends to new levels for even more powerful skills and watch them transform as they get stronger. With offline play, you'll never be stranded without fun, even if you lose your internet connection. And one of my favorite things is when I get obsessed with a game, I want to play it forever. And there are thousands of levels. And one of my favorite things is this game literally never gets old because there are brand new events and challenges that pop up all year round. So you've always got a chance to earn exclusive in-game items, characters, and rewards. You have earned your fun time. Go to the App Store or Google Play to download Best Fiends for free. Plus, earn even more with $5 worth of in-game rewards when you reach level 5. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends.
Oh my God. I did. You want to hear my whole experience getting that coffee?
Yeah.
It's official. Not like it hasn't been this entire time, but it's official. I'm an LA girly. Yeah. When I first moved here, I couldn't parallel park. I was scared.
I forgot about that season of your life.
Like, I had a hard time finding parking. I had a hard time driving aggressively. I'm very much a rule follower. And people like me just don't survive in the big cities when it comes to that kind of stuff, you know? Mm-hmm. So today, I had the most LA morning when it comes to simply just getting coffee.
Okay.
Right? So first of all, for breakfast, I'm trying to do intermittent fasting, and I've been doing good for like the last 2 weeks. But I did a really hard workout early this morning, and I was hungry. Your girl was hungry, right? Hungry. So I put in my order for my smoothie to come to my house because I knew I had to leave like the second I was supposed to eat. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to order it way ahead of time. Took forever. I actually texted him and was like, hey, how's it going? Like, what's going on? Because he wasn't here. Driver? Yeah. I was like, where are you at? Where's my smoothie? Normally, I'm not the type of person to even text that. Like, I'm like, oh, well, I'm sure everything's fine. But I was like, hey, buddy, where are you at with my breakfast? Because I'm hungry, right? So then it takes him forever. He said he was waiting for another person's order and it was taking a long time. Anyways, he finally gets it. I'm literally in my car, like ready to go. I already put your coffee order in, like through my phone. which LA move number one.
Yeah, of course.
Phone orders.
Yes.
So I did that. And as I'm waiting for him to drop off my smoothie, I'm like, okay, the most efficient route to get these coffees, because here's the issue. Taryne and I both want a coffee from 2 different coffee shops. two very bougie different coffee
shops. This is a trend,
spots.
I feel like, that happened when we already were still living together.
Yeah.
Like, you started leaning more towards Blue Bottle while I was like, I'm sticking with Alfred.
Yeah.
So, but what's nice is like, they're like so close together.
Right.
So that's how we justified. Like, oh, we'll do a swing by.
Yeah, exactly.
Each.
But and normally, and this was the plan today, Taryne was going to come over and come with me to get the coffee, which is nice because someone can stay with the car while the other person runs out to get the coffee. But I was by myself today. So I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? Your order was ready because I had put the phone order in. So technically I was like, oh, maybe I'll go to Alfred first. And I was like, no, I shouldn't go to Alfred first. I should go to Blue Bottle first because
everyone listening is like,
yeah, what?
So much detail.
Yeah.
No, it's so good because you feel like you're there. Keep going.
So then I was like, I'll go to Blue Bottle first because I get basically a cold brew with a splash of milk there, which is easy and it won't take long. And then when I leave Blue Bottle, it'll take me directly onto the street where I can easily park in front of Alfred and pick up Taryne's order. So I do that. Blue Bottle was a cinch. I drive up there and I saw a front row spot, but it was for Mendocino Farms. There was a sign there. Completely disregarded it.
Yeah, of course.
Just parked there.
Yeah.
Made eye contact with the security guard and was like, is he gonna
say
but then
something?
I didn't budge. I didn't waver. I walked straight into Blue Bottle, grabbed my coffee. It took maybe a minute, came right back out, and I saw we made eye contact again, and in my head I was like, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you for looking past that.
I pulled out and then just drove straight to Alfred where there was 0 parking. So Ashley did the boldest move of her life and I put my hazard lights on.
You did not?
Yeah.
Wow, shocked.
In the far right lane. I pulled up as close as I could to the storefront, and because it was already like 12:50 or something like that. I was supposed to be here at 1 and it's a good drive away. So I put my hazard lights on, run out, grab the coffee, run back in just as another car came behind me and was looking confused, like, what's going on? And I was like, have a good day, sir. And just drove off with my smoothie and 2 coffees from 2 different coffee shops.
Proud of you, boo.
Wow. It was so efficient. And it's because I didn't care.
You didn't care. She said, what law?
I'm booked and busy. I got places to go. I have a podcast to record, people.
Well, I appreciate you.
No, you're so welcome.
Me sipping on
but
my
also,
Targa.
I feel like it gave me a boost of adrenaline.
Yeah, it's the whole, what's that in the movie? The you're not the rule, you're the exception. He's just not that into you. You know, where he says like how like certain girls who like you love the drama and you exercise it in ways of like you won't pay your phone bill until like the day after the like due date because you're hoping you can still get in.
Yeah.
And I feel like I resonated with that so much. Like I'm the queen of like, oh my gosh, there's no way I can get this done, but like I'll get it done, you know? Yeah. So I feel that.
I feel like I'm like that with things like this. With bills, I could never. I wouldn't sleep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sleep.
No, literally, I'm the queen of paying like my rent late and totally on accident.
Oof, that stresses me out.
But yeah, even like I was laughing because this month it was like the 4th or 5th, and I was like walking my dog, and I was like, oh my gosh, I did not pay rent. So then, and our rent is like so easy. It's an app, and you literally go on and you click pay rent, pay in full, and that's it. Like it's 2 pushes.
Oh, Taryne, Renee.
I know. So
is there a way to do like an automatic payment?
I don't know. I'm still
There's
learning the app.
There's gotta be.
You would think. There
definitely has to be.
But anyways, I'm just stressed. But I was going to tell you something. Oh, I'm currently in this place in life where like I'm like not okay because I'm so overwhelmed, but like I'm also thriving.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
No, for sure.
Like every day I feel like I'm at like 99% capacity of like what I can handle and take in. Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, I'm happy. So like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I agree. I think I work really well under pressure. I think I love being busy, too much downtime, and all of a sudden I just stop getting stuff done.
Yeah.
Like I always worked, and I've talked about this on the podcast, even when I was like working multiple jobs and going to school full time, it worked because I had an hour to do this assignment. That's it. If I didn't get it done in an hour, it wasn't getting done in time, you know? And I think I work really well with that. And I think you do too.
Yeah, I definitely do. But I am like slightly worried that maybe, because you know how like right before a breakdown, sometimes you just go completely numb. I feel like I'm in that zone. I'm riding that zone hard.
Maybe because the automatic payment is the way to go, Taryne.
Girl, you know,
that fixes all your problems.
So right now I have my job, which like I've had a lot of changes in my job just for the past couple of months because I'm helping out the different projects. I have the podcast. The live show took a lot out of me of just like being stressed about like prepping and just emotionally feeling like stressed and nervous for. Then I'm helping with my family's business, which I don't think I've talked about on the podcast, but they started a business in April. It launched. It's called Mach 1 Golf Balls. It's like a ball that when you hit it, it makes a loud noise. It's like a prank ball. It's great. It's great. You should totally check it out.
Yeah.
But like I've been helping with that. And so today my cousin texts me and she's like, hey, random question, but I got a like almost $300 charge on the business card for this company called Bricker Builds. And I looked into it and it's a Lego company. And I was like,
all eyes on you. Literally no one else would spend that much money on a Lego.
No. But also, like, I sat in the car for like 20 minutes because I'm like, how did that happen? Like, I don't even have the business card information. So, like, how did that? I don't know. So, it's just like that. Like, I feel like everything's too intertwined. And I'm just like,
I can't even begin to tell you how many times I have paid for a parallel expense on my own personal business card, or like paid for podcast stuff with a parallel business card. Like, it happens all the time.
It's so stressful.
It's really stressful. I think what it is I think there's something exponentially more difficult when you're juggling three completely different things versus it all being within the same job.
Oh, fully.
You know, or the same business. Like if all of everything I did fell under my YouTube, then it would kind of make sense because it's not that big of a deal. There's only one business card, you know, like all of these things all kind of filter down into one. But when they're completely three different separate but when they're completely three separate things, it's hard. Even the other day, we were talking about the live show in a group chat. And within the chat, because our friend Lexi, who helps us with the podcast, also helps me with Parallel, I immediately in the same chat I was like, okay, Parallel talk. Here, we need to do this for the shoot, blah, 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 blah. And I realized I was still in the UA chat, which is such like a simple mix up, but like happens every day. And it's so maddening.
No, the amount of text chains going on right now, like we have a UA merch, UA show, UA graphics, UA media, then our recording. Like, and it's just sometimes like, especially when I'm driving here, because it's like an hour of time I can't really be on my phone, and it'll just be like ding, 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 and I see them piling up, and then that's my source of like pure anxiety.
Well, our manager, she turns her phone off.
Like, I know.
And I
need
think
to do
that's
that.
why, because she has how many clients that are all underneath her, even
While
if they
she's
have
driving,
individual
right?
managers. Yeah, they still are underneath her umbrella. Have you looked at her Google Calendar? Because it's crazy.
No, I can't. I
It's
have
beautiful.
nightmares.
It's a work of art. It's all color coded and beautiful, but it's insane. So the amount of notifications and texts that she's in is crazy. So she literally, anytime she's driving, she has that like automatic.
I
Won't
should
respond.
really do that.
And I feel like you might need that.
I'm just always terrified like an emergency is going to happen. But
yeah, but odds are.
True. And I have a niece that could be popping into the world.
True. Wait until
After
the
she
niece
gives
comes.
birth.
Then phone on Do Not Disturb.
True that. Do you have a Tear It Up for us?
I sure do.
Yeah,
you ready
do.
for this one?
Yeah, I am.
All right, this one is titled Tearing It Up, ... literally.
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 Let me guess. I like making guesses. Okay. Taryne. So I'm thinking it's the verb to tear is what she's thinking. So I'm thinking she ripped her pants. That's my guess.
That's a good guess.
Okay.
I follow the logic there.
Thank
That's
you.
really good. Okay.
Thank you.
Diving into it. Hi, girls. I have a really funny / embarrassing story that just happened to me today. And I just need to share it with you guys. And I know Ash just loves talking about this stuff now.
Bathroom?
So I do online Zoom therapy, which is super good, and I love doing it over Zoom. But there are some cons, which I didn't really realize until today. Let's just start off with my morning before therapy. I got woken up super early this morning because my cat had decided to be my personal alarm this past week by meowing until I get up at 4 a.m. I had a lot to do today, but I have been cutting back on coffee recently because I have IBS. But I wasn't going to be able to get through the day without a large cold brew from Dunkin' Donuts. Dude, Dunkin' Donuts people.
Dunkin' Donuts?
Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts people are like
Diehards?
Diehards.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like I've never been a huge fan, but I'm also not from the East Coast where it's like heavily dominated. But the people that love Dunkin' like go hard for Dunkin'.
Dunkin', I mean, I might offend people right now. I feel like it always tastes like if I were having like a work meeting and they set up a coffee station.
I agree.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I don't like Dunkin'. It's
don't
very
like the
sugary and the
flavors,
coffee is just blah. But to is their own.
Yeah.
To is their own.
Okay, continue.
She continues. So I went to Dunkin' and got their new brown sugar cold brew with cold foam. Okay, that sounds good. Okay. I'm also lactose intolerant, but I like to pretend that I'm not sometimes. Anyways, I get my cold brew and it's so good and I'm feeling happier and more energetic. Time for therapy. Or so I thought. I hop on my Zoom call and immediately my stomach starts turning. Let me set the scene for you. I'm at my desk. AirPods in because I have roommates and I tell my therapist I need to run and use the restroom really quick. The restroom is...
She's in therapy.
Yeah, she's about to go to therapy.
I thought she was the therapist.
No, she does online Zoom therapy. Yeah,
she
for herself.
Does it for, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Caught up.
So she tells her therapist she needs to run and use the restroom really quick. The restroom's literally right next to my room and I book it for the toilet. Halfway through doing my business, I hear in my ears my therapist coughing.
Because she had headphones on? So the microphone was with her. In the room of rest.
Oh my God. My AirPods are still connected to my laptop and she can hear, she puts in all caps, everything that's going on right now. And it's not pretty.
How much do you want to bet that wasn't like a real cough? It was like a, I'm letting you know.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's my worst fear.
Yeah.
Worst fear. I can't get up to disconnect them or mute them myself. I try taking them out, but they are still connected, which is true. Like just because you take them out doesn't mean you end the call. I quickly grab a bath towel that's within reach and put the AirPods in it to hopefully muffle the sound. But now I'm starting to think I have to go back and see her. This is so awkward. I finish up and wash my hands and my face is bright red. But then I remembered this lovely quote I saw on TikTok a while back that said, "It's only embarrassing if you're embarrassed." Oh. So I tell myself, everyone poops. Everyone gets messed up from coffee sometimes. My therapist is so nice. So it'll be okay. And it was. I walked back in and decided to take your girl's advice and just laugh at myself. I immediately said, "So sorry. The coffee I had this morning didn't agree with me, I guess." And we both just started laughing. She said she has IBS too and completely understands and just turned her volume off so that I could have my privacy.
Aww.
Poor Hunt. I don't think I would have gone back to the Zoom. I would have just...
Really?
I would have just ended it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of your nightmare.
Anyways, big tip to everyone. It's only embarrassing if you are embarrassed.
Yes.
I used to be super weird about bathroom talk just like Ashley, but we are all human and it happens. I'm glad me and Ashley are getting better about talking about it now. Love you guys so much.
That's
the end.
So good.
Oh, man.
That's so good.
I feel like we haven't had a Zoom one in a minute because we're kind of like out of that lockdown quarantine period when everyone was having like video malfunctions.
Yeah, we had for a while. We had like quite a few.
Oh, for the longest time, it felt like the only tearing it up was some kind of like video or audio mishap that happened during class in front of like, your like 30 other classmates.
Oh my gosh.
So it's good to have another one back in there.
So good. Yeah, that's like, I only really, I know I don't usually have to do Zoom for anything, but I've had to for a couple meetings. And like that fear of like, is my video on? Is my mic on? Like all that stuff is like crazy. But I love because I have the little flip thing.
So do I.
So that's nice
Actually,
to
I
be
think
able
you got
to be
it for
like,
me.
Yeah, I did. Good looking at.
I had one before that didn't work well. The one that Taryne got me is nice. It's so nice.
I don't know why I said it like that.
So nice.
So nice. The amount of like safety things I've got you. I got her a key knife. I've got you the
I've used my key knife multiple times.
Me too. Not in a human, but like for things.
Not in a human.
The glass breaker bracelets.
I have that in my car.
All the things. But anyways. Good times. Good times.
If an emergency happens, hope you're with me.
It's so funny though because like I feel like out of all of the stuff I've told a therapist, like that would be like the least embarrassing thing. Because like, I mean, they know all your dirty laundry. So at some point, that'd be tough for me to come back. Yeah. That'd be tough for me. I really, I want that to happen just to like know what you
I
did.
Would do. Yeah.
I feel like you wouldn't even tell me about it. Like you'd bury it in a deep hole.
It would be, I'd put it in a jar and I'd carry it down into the depths.
Yes.
Till I forgot about it. Yeah. I'm like, that never happened.
Yeah.
Now, I know I can't be the only one out here dropping my phone all the time. That's why you get a case, right? But I don't want some ugly, bulky plastic thing that's going to make my phone look terrible. I want something sleek, slim, and truly protective. And that is why I love Casetify. Put protection, sustainability, and style together, and that is Casetify. Casetify's cases are super eco-friendly. Their crush cases are made from 65% recycled and plant-based materials. They're actually made in part from old phone cases that have been shredded and repurposed, which is reflected in the unique speckled look of the protection bumper. Casetify's Ultra Impact Crush cases are some of the most protective, unique cases on the market. It is engineered with innovative shock absorption patented technology, Chi-Tech 2.0. And these cases, guys, are drop proof up to 9.8 feet. That's incredible. Absolutely every detail is fine tuned for optimal 360 degree protection and an ultra slim style. I'm obsessed with Casetify because they have the most prints and designs to choose from that I've ever seen from any other cell phone case company. And if for some reason you still can't find what you're looking for, you can always design your own. I've designed my own with my name on it, and I picked a nice little neutral sand color, and it looked so cute, very much fit my style and my aesthetic. It even matched my bedroom, guys. That's how in tune it is. So when it comes to picking out the right phone case, your options are truly endless. Get one of the most protective, cool-looking, and environmentally friendly phone cases that the internet has to offer. Go to Casetify.com and use our code 15advice, or use the link in our description box to get 15% off your Casetify order. That's 15% off with our code 15advice at Casetify.com.
Shall I go into my story?
Yes, ma'am.
This one's interesting.
My story today is super interesting too.
Really?
I'm really excited to read it.
Cool. Not me starting with a yawn.
Turn
it's
that
not
off.
a reflection.
Turn that off.
I'm so tired. Okay. All right. This is called, actually, I'm not going to say the title. Okay. I love you girls so much and have been listening since day one. And if you pick this, thank you so much. You have no idea. I've always felt like one of the lucky ones. I met my husband young. We were best friends first, and it grew into more. We've been together for 13 years, which, holy crap, married for 6. I married my best friend, and our marriage has never ever been anything but strong. We just recently started trying for a baby. Oh, also, I'd like to remain anonymous. We recently moved to a town to be closer to his best friend, who happens to be a girl. She is married and just had a baby. My husband is very extroverted, and I couldn't be more introverted. I think we balance each other quite well. Shortly after getting married, we moved 10 driving hours away because we wanted out of our hometown so badly. But a couple years after, we decided the state wasn't for us, so we moved close to his best friend. He's always been friends with girls, and yes, it does make me uncomfortable, but when I meet them, I usually see that there's nothing there and we move on. I wish I wasn't such a jealous person, but I watched my mom get cheated on and what it did to our family. And I have always had a problem of my own self-worth, fearing my husband would one day find someone better and leave me. And forgive me for being suspicious of his friends because that's how our relationship started. Because they were friends and then...
Oh, got it.
Even if he doesn't cheat on me, which I can't stress enough, I do trust him. But if he gets close enough to another woman, that is a possibility, right? You just never know, which brings me to my situation. We've only been here for a year, and his best friend has hung out with us only a few times as a couple, and she can't be there for him like she used to be because we're all in our 30s and she has a baby. They used to be out all night at bars, and he misses that. I told him this is so normal, and that's what people in their 20s do. We have grown up. Well, a couple of months ago, he told me he has made friends with a girl he works with. She is a sophomore in college, and that must be like 1920. I don't know. She texts him all the time. I came home and found him on the phone with her. It was 9 o'clock at night. Our dog threw up because she was about as disgusted as I was. And when he hung up to clean it up, he said, "I'll call you back." Even though I had just walked into the door and he could tell I didn't like it. We had a long talk about it. I don't want to tell him he can't see her because I don't want him to resent me. So I said, just don't hang out with her one-on-one at night. And he agreed to that. A couple of months later, because school is out and she is home and not on campus, he tells me she's coming back to her college apartment just for the night and is meeting up with a bunch of people along the way. And he wanted to meet up, which I found out later was just him and her. Saying meeting up with people along the way made it seem like it wasn't going to be just him. It'll probably be around 9 o'clock and only for an hour. So I said, fine. Well, 9 turned into 10, 10 turned into 11:30, and he was finally leaving. I got really upset and said this was literally my one request.
Yeah.
I started to tear up, and he said, "Honey, we're just friends. You have to trust me. She didn't mean for it to be this late, and that trusting me means trusting my judgment." And then he continues, "I am going, and she is not going anywhere." Bro.
Ew.
This is so... I try to just read the full story and not say anything, but like,
same.
I'm having a really hard time with this story. This is very triggering for me.
I'm getting the ick. I don't like any of this.
Very triggering for me. Okay. That line made me cry harder than I have ever cried since I met him. Please, do I have something to worry about? I just think this is so inappropriate. When he came back, we had a huge fight, and he doesn't see how it's inappropriate. He said age and gender doesn't matter, and he so desperately misses his social life. I asked if this was about his best friend, and he started to cry. I think he's using this woman to fill the void of his best friend who can no longer fill that. And maybe this has nothing to do with me, but it still doesn't sit right. I asked why I couldn't have gone. I asked to meet her. He said if I met her, it sounds like I want to chaperone, and said it has to be in a group setting because she has anxiety and is easily triggered.
Oh no. Oh no.
He said she knows about me, and when they first became close, she told him she knows he's married and she doesn't look at him in that way. I said he is worrying more about her anxiety than mine, and I don't like being second in his life. I don't want to keep fighting because what if it is really nothing and I am putting a wedge in our marriage? But I really want to get rid of him seeing her. We have been so happy. I asked if he feels anything for her or will. I asked if he wanted me. He said yes. Everyone I talk to says he's cheating. I trust him. I really don't think that's it, and it's more to do with his friend. I am so sorry this is long. But I wanted you two to have all the details. We left it with me saying, when they hang out, if he can please be sensitive to my feelings on the matter, regardless if he agrees. What if he continues to see her at night? Where should I draw the line? How should I continue to handle this? I feel like I have to compromise, and I don't think it's fair. Thanks again, Anonymous.
It is very rare for me to say things very blatantly, like to assume this hard. But this is not okay.
It's not.
Anyone that isn't cheating on you or respects you in any way would never put themselves in a position to appear like they're cheating. And and a girl who's a friend, let's go ahead and say it. Gender doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. A lot of people can be friends, whatever. Does that mean a married man should be hanging out with a 19-year-old late at night? Absolutely not. Like, it's not.
There's no reason for that.
He's twisting that gender doesn't matter, age doesn't matter, people can be friends thing for his favor.
Yeah.
So obviously, not even well. Like, it's not, you know what I, like, he's taking this like idea and making it sound like you aren't like with it or like progressive or like, you know, like you're too traditional. That's stupid.
Yeah.
If you are a life partner with this person, then this person should be able to easily see from day one that you're uncomfortable with it. That should be enough for him to not need to be friends with this person. You're his number one. He's treating you like, honestly, less than 2. Like, it sounds like you're number 5 on his list. And he is prioritizing, honestly, a complete stranger over you. That is not okay. We're talking, you guys are married, you guys are planning to be life partners for the rest of your life, and he's putting this new girl before you at night. Like, come on, like, it's bad. You got to get out of that.
It's, to me, there's just so many, I don't even know where to start, because I think, like, you just hit on it. The biggest issue to me, because I have my very strong feelings about opposite sex friendships. I think when you're married, there is a very specific space for it. I don't think that it should be like completely separate from your husband. I think there are boundaries, like hanging out one-on-one at night. Like, there's no need for that.
Yeah, phone calls past 8 p.m.
Yeah, like, no.
It doesn't matter if it's a friend.
No.
What do you need?
So,
is it an emergency?
So all these excuses he's making, and what's sad is, like, I can hear in your email, Anonymous, that you've been trying, because when you're in a place where something's hurting you, you try to rationalize it to just help take the sting away.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're like, oh, but it could be, but no, like, bottom line, the main thing about this that is so frustrating to me is it doesn't matter what the subject is. The fact that you are expressing, like, deep discomfort, deep, like, hurt and feeling betrayed, and you're asking him these basic boundaries, and he's just straight up saying, I'm going to do what I want regardless of how this affects you.
Yeah.
That is such a ginormous red flag in a relationship.
Yeah, even the fact that you're saying all of these things, saying how he's hurting you, how you can't trust him right now, how things feel off and things feel weird, and somehow you're changing for him. Like, the resolution they came to was she's gonna ease off a little bit. He didn't apologize for anything, and he's not changing anything. It's all her fault.
He'll take into consideration what makes her uncomfortable.
Like, you're saying that he's doing something that's hurting you, and in the end, you're changing for him. You're apologizing for your actions, and he didn't change a damn thing or apologize for hurting your feelings. At the least, he should have apologized for at least hurting you in that way. Like, also, hey, I'm sorry I made you think I'm cheating. I'm not cheating, which I kind of don't believe that.
Can we talk about the fact, all that list of excuses for why she can't meet this girl?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
So you have a friend who's female, who's 19 and in college, and I, your wife, am not allowed to meet her?
No.
And you're going to hang out with her at night?
No.
And she has phone calls with you from 9 to 10 p.m.? No.
And see, like I remember when I started dating my ex, I had a guy best friend. I was also in high school. Okay. So, like, when you're younger, I think it's more, like, common that you're just, like, friends with a bunch of people who are in your surroundings.
Also, the level of marriage changes the game.
Totally.
You're dating, yes, there's rules, but marriage?
Yeah.
Different.
Even when I was just dating someone, I recognized, okay, like, there has to be some boundaries. So what I did is I really wanted to keep this friend in my life. So then I spent a lot of time trying to cultivate a relationship between my boyfriend and him.
Yeah.
Because I was like, no, we can all hang out together. I want him to see our dynamic. I want him to get to know him and his heart and know that, like, this is not a thing.
Yeah.
And the second I could tell, like, my ex felt uncomfortable with anything, then I shifted because I'm like, whoa, like, it's not anything. Like, our friendship, a true friendship isn't like, you know, that's like me and you being like, ooh, I don't think we can be that close unless we hang out alone after 10. That's really our sweet spot. Like, no, what?
No such thing.
No, absolutely not. And the fact, there's so many things to me. I feel like it's weird when guys can only be friends with girls. Like, that's a little weird to me.
And vice versa.
Like, he should be trying to find, like, guy friendships that he can, like, lean on too. But
it's
also,
not that you, it's not that a guy can't be friends with a girl.
Yeah.
It's not that a girl can't be friends with a guy. It's when all of their friends are female. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think there's flags there. Whether they're red, blue, black, it doesn't matter. I think there's some flags there. And vice versa. When a girl has only guy friends and no girlfriends, it's like, why? It just question mark. Why?
So, like, his whole thing is he misses his 20s, basically, and, like, going out and partying. Which, like, bro, like, I get it.
Don't we all?
I get it. But at the same time, like, to me, I'm thinking, and I'm like, the only time I loved doing that when I was younger is when I was, like, on the prowl, right? Like, like what are you doing? You're drinking, you're dancing, you're whatever at clubs.
Yeah.
So, like, who's he doing that with? And then he's only going with this young girl. Like, I doubt they're just going up to random people and like, hey, tell me about your life story and whatever.
Yeah. Also, sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like, the only time I like doing that now is when I'm going with, like, a big group of friends because, like, we're hanging out together. So, like, like, a 30-year-old man and a 19-year-old girl?
Nope.
Like, what is I'm sorry.
It's just, she is barely legal. I hate that.
It doesn't make me feel comfortable.
Also, coming from the girl's perspective, having had predominantly female friendships as far as close friends, any friends that I had that were hanging out with a group of guys, there was a guy she liked. 99.9% of the time she was hanging out with a giant group of guys because there was one there that she had her eye on, you know? And I would go ahead and like to assume that it's the same, you know, guy wise. If a guy's hanging out with a whole bunch of girls, he's probably there because one of the girls he's into.
I don't know. And it could, obviously we acknowledge, like, we don't know him. We don't know the situation. There might be some, like, psychological things there to where he really feels like he can only relate to, like, girls in friendship. I don't know. I don't know his life story. To me, though, this is my version of, like, emotional torture in a relationship. And the fact that he's not willing to try to invest in a different friendship or to respect the most basic boundaries that you've laid out.
Even apologize.
Yeah. To me,
take credit for a little bit.
This is so incredibly disrespectful and disregarding of your feelings. And we can't tell you what to do, obviously. But I know, like, me personally, if my relationship got to this point, I would be having a conversation of, look, this is what I'm telling you is my boundaries I'm putting up. And at this point, you either respect him or I'm gone. Like, that's it.
Can I say without a shadow of a doubt that he's cheating on you?
No.
What I will say is you have absolutely every right to
put
take
your
a break.
Foot down. Yeah.
If I were you and this was happening to me, I would have moved back in with my parents or my friends, had a conversation with him and been like, this needs to change or I'm out. Like, and give him a chance. Obviously, let's give him a chance to fix what's going on. But I would make it very serious, very fast, because you have every right to. You literally write out everything he's doing and show him. Because I don't think he might. Maybe he doesn't realize how obvious it is, but it is so obvious.
Yeah,
and
y'all
he
need
needs
to get in counseling too, because a counselor would right away start calling some of this stuff out that he's doing.
But I think there's something about space that shows if you're not good at vocalizing things and you're a little shy. I'm in the same boat and I work way better with actions. I would have had my stuff packed and my friend outside the house when he gets home, have a conversation with him then and be like, you're not listening to me. I think we need space.
Yeah.
I would love to chat about this, but you're not listening to me and you're not taking me seriously, and something's clearly going on.
I feel like he also is showing that he's starting to lie about his stuff, which nobody lies about things unless they know that they're doing something wrong. That's just like a basic fact. He wouldn't be like not telling you he's going just one-on-one with this girl if it was innocent. Like the fact that you had to dig to find out like who really was there.
And I think it's very important to right off the bat stand up strong for yourself.
Yeah.
And whether you choose to do this whole separation thing or you just choose to do a really big, heavy conversation, something needs to be done so that he knows that you're not messing around.
Yeah.
You're taking this very seriously, and he's not being a supportive husband. So he needs to be given like an ultimatum. And I think you need to do this for yourself also.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is this alone, I would rather be single forever than ever have to deal with like the emotions that like come with this, where you just feel powerless, you feel betrayed, you feel, like she's saying, like second to this girl, which do not, if you don't hear anything I say, anonymous, do not let any of this stuff even touch your like self-worth and your self-confidence, because this has nothing to do with you. This is something going on with him.
Yeah.
So you need to stand up tall and know who you are, know what you're worth, know what you deserve, and do not back down to that, and hang on to that as your support.
And another thing I think you should hear from us is that you're not overreacting. You do need to trust your gut, because all of this is telling a very bad story.
Yeah,
and your gut was spot on,
Yeah,
in my
not
opinion.
okay.
Again,
Yeah.
Are we 100% sure? No, but either way, he's not treating you right.
Yeah.
So
Fully
you've got to
agree.
have that conversation.
Girl, I'm sending
I am
so
so
much
sorry.
love and like strength and comfort to you.
Get your girlfriends around you.
Seriously.
Prepare your
family.
for fight. Prepare for the war.
No, you're going into battles, so yeah, you gotta
You
prep
need your girls.
yourself.
Oof.
Book a massage, do what you gotta do.
Yep.
Yeah, because this is bottom line, you're not getting what you deserve, and whether that means him changing or you leaving, like you've gotta, like, you can't live your whole life being disregarded in this way. That's not what marriage is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a partnership.
Yep.
So wow, I told you, Ash.
Whew.
Yeah,
I am fired up.
I'm fired up.
Fired up.
I'm
I
ready to fight
hate
someone.
this.
Yeah.
It's just what's even more maddening, sorry not to continue talking about this, is just how in my opinion, from the story that she told us from her perspective, how blatantly obvious he's being. Like it doesn't even seem like he's trying that hard to hide it, which maybe because of my own personal pride reasons, that pisses me off.
Well, so and that's where like you think, when you see people being that blatant, to be on the phone with a woman
while she's
not
walking
even a woman,
in,
a girl, basically,
and then say, "I'll call you back."
Yeah, so it's like he really is either just like super naive to the fact that like he's in the wrong, and thinks like I'm not doing anything wrong, so like whatever, or
Complete
like that's
narcissist.
like scary like narcissist behavior, like to where. And then, like, I mean, I do see gaslighting in the stuff. Like, he's making her feel like you don't trust me, you're insecure, she's not going anywhere. Like the quotes you gave in the story of like how he's talking to you, like that's concerning
it's very
to me.
Concerning also, because I can be silly like this. Go hang out with a guy late at night by yourself.
Be silly like this.
I can have a guy friend. And it's just my friend. See how he reacts to that. It's not okay. And
no,
like
it's not
even
okay.
just paint that picture. What would he do?
I think.
Do you think he'd be okay with that? Because probably not.
I definitely think
a narcissist and putting himself first.
Yeah, I think definitely asking him to put himself in your shoes, and if the friendship relationship is not something he deals with, like, or where, like, if you know him and you were to say, like, hey, how would you feel if you came home and are like, hey, where are you at? And I was like, I'm with Bob and we're sitting on his couch watching reruns of whatever. Yeah. I almost said reruns of Glee, but like, why would you? Anyway, and that's something he would like not be fazed by. Yeah. I would think about like what really affects him.
Yeah.
So say for instance, he is really weird about money, like whatever. So then I would say something like that. Like, what would you do if we've had so many talks about how you're worried about our savings? So we talk and we have plans. You ask certain things of me and I do them because I respect you. What would you do if we had these big talks about this and then the next day I go out and I buy a $2,000 purse and I just come in and I say, it's not going anywhere. It's what I want to do. And you need to trust that I know it's I want to do with my money, even though you just like passionately told me how this affects you. Like, obviously, like that's a smaller thing, but like try to relate it to something he's passionate about to see if he is able to even like get in your shoes. But all of the conversations you have with him, if he's continuing to like push like that to where he's just not affected by what you're saying, that to me is the biggest. That's the biggest thing out of everything.
Yeah.
That's literally what me and my ex broke up about.
Yeah.
Like, it was obviously tons of fights, but it led to this one fight where I told him something made me uncomfortable, and he was just like, I'm not doing anything wrong, and like, I don't care, I'm going to do it anyways. And that's terrified me.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
inability to care about how it's making you feel.
Yeah.
His life partner, his wife, the person he vowed to take care of thick and thin, and he's not even going to even remotely acknowledge that he's hurting you.
Yeah. No,
what else
scary.
is he not remotely acknowledging? You know,
scary,
like that's terrifying. And the fact that he, again, I feel like I said this already, but the fact that he couldn't even apologize for clearly hurting your feelings, even if he completely believed that he did nothing wrong. And or maybe if he did do nothing wrong, he just hung out with her. Doesn't matter. His wife is crying and her feelings are hurt. He should have at the very least apologized for that.
Yep.
Terrifying.
Oh, this makes me so heated.
This is why marriage is scary.
So
scary.
Heated.
Should we take a chill break? Should we go take an ice bath?
An ice bath.
I'm fired.
I'm gonna chug my coffee and run a lap. Just kidding. How often do you let yourself have some hard-earned fun? Whatever your answer is, you deserve way more. Add some joy to your daily routine with Best Fiends, the puzzle adventure game you won't be able to put down. Best Fiends is a free-to-download mobile puzzle game with thousands of exciting levels for new adventures and challenges every time you play. There are dozens of unique fiends to collect, so you can customize your team of fiends to defeat the menacing slugs. As you guys know, I am obsessed with a good phone game. So I love Best Fiends because it was so easy to pick up and you can just play a few levels here and there, or honestly spend hours playing before bed. And also they have offline play, so you'll never be stranded without fun, even if you lose your internet connection. There are brand new events and challenges that pop up all year round, so you've always got a chance to earn exclusive in-game items, characters, and rewards. You have earned your fun time. Go to the App Store or Google Play to download Best Fiends for free. Plus, earn even more with $5 worth of in-game rewards when you reach level 5. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends.
I also have a very crazy story, and it's not similar in any way, but it's in the same category, which is very interesting. Also, this was a DM that we got on our Instagram page. If you don't follow us on Instagram, it is at
Do you want me to look at
Unsolicited Advice Pod. Okay. I started questioning it for a second.
You're like, huh?
Follow us there. We chat with a lot of people on there as well. This one popped up and I clicked it because I was like intrigued, and then I kept reading and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
No.
And it's insane. And now me and this girl are just having conversations about it because it's crazy. She has chosen to be anonymous, so we will respect that.
Okay.
We will be changing her husband's name. But I'm just gonna read the DM like as I read it.
Yeah. Do it.
Because I think it's just so so interesting. Okay. It reads, all caps, urgent, a whole line of exclamation points.
Urgent.
Yeah. Please open this. I'm in desperate need and need some help. She writes, my name is blank. If you read this, I'd like to stay private in advance. She says, I came home to this letter. I had asked my husband what he wanted to do for dinner, and in return, he told me to go to the garage and grab this note. There's more details I can share, but what does it mean? She sends a picture of said note.
Wait, can I see?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a handwritten note. It looks like it's from just like a basic
like notebook.
Like you could see it's like torn from the
yeah,
side.
yeah, yeah. Like a standard. What's that?
I'm scared.
What's that leather notebook?
The moleskin.
Moleskin. It looks like a moleskin notebook. He writes her name at the top. And I'm just going to read the whole letter
I'm
because
so scared.
I double checked and I asked for permission and she said it's fine. So we're doing it. It writes. Also, it's in like, not like this matters, but it's in like kind of scratchy black ink and just feels very ominous when you look at it. Like it just feels like straight out of a movie.
Okay.
He writes, if you're reading this, then I've just left. I'm going off the grid for a bit to draw closer to the Lord. These past few weeks and months have been some of the hardest of my life, and I can't go on like this. I no longer want to put effort into this and hope that one day you can find it in your heart to forgive me. I'm so sorry. Do whatever you need to do to begin the healing process and continue to seek Jesus. It is evident that we are both very hurt and destroying one another. So I will be taking space for a while until we can meet with someone and find closure. You are the only person on the planet that I have told. My family and friends do not know of my decision, nor will they know where I am. No one at church knows yet either. You can choose to tell people or not tell people. I don't care. I won't be in contact. I have requested time off from work as well, so please do not contact my work phone. I have given this a lot of thought. I am so sorry for all the hurt you've endured on my behalf. I want the best for you, and that is found in our Lord and Savior, Jesus. Seek the love. Sorry. I can't. I'm not done. Oh, shoot. Seek the love you desperately crave from him, and it will be good for your soul. You can keep the car and anything you want from the house. I will coordinate grabbing my things later when I'm back from my trip. The month of August is already paid for, so you don't need to worry about money until September, and you can choose to extend if you still want to stay there. I have more direct deposits hitting our joint account this Friday. I'll use $900 to pay off the debt on the credit card, and the rest you can keep for food for the month until we meet again. And then he just signs his name. So that's the end of the letter. She writes, what does this mean? Is this divorce or is this just space? She adds again later to our chat between me and her. She says he has now deleted his Instagram and turned his locations off. So they followed each other's location on their phone.
Wait. He was in the house when she got home.
No. She called and asked what he wanted for dinner, and he said, go to the garage. There's a letter. Okay. I'm sorry. So then I responded to the whole thing. Like I read the whole thing in that order. I was like, I am so sorry. Can I read this on this podcast? Are you sure is that okay if I keep you anonymous? Blah, blah, blah. She goes, oh my gosh, please, as long as you keep me anonymous, I would love some help on this because I don't know what to do. She says she also found out from a friend that he went to Costa Rica and is with a group of guys that she doesn't like. And then here's the best part. I was like, okay, I'll be reading it. We'll give you our raw advice. Today, she responds at noon today. And she goes, oh my gosh, thank you. Can't wait to hear your advice. Also update, we saw each other yesterday at church. I bolted out the door trying to ignore him, and he ended up catching up with me, and we talked. And I basically told him I want a legal separation. He started crying and apologizing and says he misses me. So there is the full, very chaotic timeline of the short story. I did some research, and by research, I clicked her Instagram page and checked. They'd been married for a year. They had a beautiful wedding ceremony. They looked like a happy couple. They've been married for a while now. Out of nowhere, this guy just dips. Just dips. Makes it look like he's going to divorce her. Comes back, says he's sorry. And then tells her to seek the love she craves from Jesus Christ. Like he's trying to help her by him completely leaving. Which it was just it felt very manipulative.
There have only been 2 maybe 3 times in this podcast where I literally have nothing. I have nothing. Taryne Renee is speechless. What in the crap did I just hear?
Like, it has been a roller coaster, and I just found it like a few days ago. It wasn't even that long ago that all of this happened. I can't imagine what she's going through.
I think every girl, and it's sad because it is mostly girls.
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, it's mostly girls.
Yes.
Who hears when a guy says, I care about you.
Oh,
but I'll quote mine. I still love you and want to marry you, but I just really feel like Jesus wants me to be by myself.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
And you know what's sad is I do believe that there are times, obviously I am a Christian. I love Jesus. I love God. And I do think I've experienced times in my life where I felt a tug to do something.
Yeah.
Like I felt a tug like, maybe right now is not the best time for a relationship. You do need to focus on yourself. But the sad thing is, it's a classic boy who cried wolf. Like, people use this excuse all the time because they feel that they're locked into, you can't argue with the Lord. Yeah. And it's so sick to me. It is so
the way
sick.
you worded it is perfect. I think specifically, in most religions, you're taught to fully trust that
blind faith.
Faith. Yes. And you don't question it because it's the Lord's will, you know? And that has become the easiest excuse to get out of a relationship, period. People probably use it to get out of work too, like all things. Yeah. But it's just because that's what it is, even if it is what it is, doesn't mean that you use it verbally to tell them, like, God wants me to do this and not be with you. No, in the end, you're choosing not to be with her, and that's okay. But let's not put this on God.
No, and also, like, to use that moment to preach at her as if she is lacking in the love of Jesus. Yeah. Like, that is just so,
that's what he's saying. That's what's manipulative about it, is he's saying that love that you're craving from me that I can't give you, you can only get that from Jesus Christ, and you should get it from him.
With, don't contact my work phone. Yeah, don't do this.
Also mixed in with
I'll send you
zero
money.
Contact, I'm gone.
Whoa, bro. This is nuts. This is like a movie.
It's fully like a movie.
So I'm sorry. I don't think anybody would read that without bottom line being like, oh, he wants a divorce.
Yeah.
So then you're telling me he chooses to come back from the wilderness or cult or wherever he was.
Yeah.
And bump into her in public at church. That was his like.
What's crazy is, I'm going to go ahead and assume that they attended this church while they were together. He knew she would be there. So then he's
probably the youth pastor.
Oh my God.
You know he is.
He probably is. That tracks so good. He knows she's there. He intentionally goes there hoping to run into her.
And chases her down when she's running away.
She intentionally goes out the door to avoid him. And he goes out and chases her down and apologizes.
And cries when she says, let's make this legal. I'm sorry, what were you planning on doing?
Yeah, the note is... Okay, on a very serious note, if this does go legal, which I highly recommend you make it legal,
dear God, yeah.
That note is all you need. Do not get rid of that note. You will...
We got it in our archives, girl.
I have a photo. You cannot get rid of that note. You got to get the ball rolling and be the first to get on there, because you got that note. It's official. He dipped out first. Like, let's get this done.
Also, like, why the dramatic, like, because it's, I mean, who knows what is accurate about what he was saying, because it sounds like he works for a soap opera.
On drugs. Yeah. I think he's on drugs.
He went to the mountains to get closer to the Lord.
He went to Costa Rica. He was in the jungle.
Smoking the ganja. No, I think, like, if what he was hinting at of, like, I've hurt you, you've hurt me, we've been having problems, like, whatever, is true. Like, the thing he did is not necessarily the worst. Like, him deciding, like, hey, I'm going to take some time. I need to, like, recalibrate, like, what I'm thinking.
For sure.
Okay. It's the drama of it. Like, you hang up a phone call with her to have her go into the garage and find a note and read it.
Over the phone?
And then there's no conversation. Like, she just has to be like, okay, well, God knows where you are or when I'll see you again. Like,
and I read that all, like, together. But imagine being her reading this letter and he turned off his phone, deleted his Instagram account,
I would
and
freak
hit
out.
his location.
Like, are you dead? I don't know.
And at first thought he was kidnapped.
Yeah.
People leave notes like that when, they're kidnapped. But then like the whole spiritual aspect and manipulation of it, I would go, okay, probably not kidnapped. He's on drugs. Like, he's going to go like experience whatever. Either way, the conclusion that I got from that letter is we're over. He said we're over.
No, he literally told her,
it's done.
Don't contact anyone.
Yeah.
You won't hear from me. I'll let you know when I'm ready to come get my
keep
stuff.
Keep the car, the money, whatever. Like, he literally bookended it.
Did he not say, I'll let you know when I'm ready to come get my stuff?
He said he'll coordinate picking his stuff up.
Why would he pick up his stuff if he was planning on coming back to the house? Like, no. He was planning on leaving you.
Yeah.
Like, that's so blatantly sure. And maybe he made a rash decision and then was like, oh, shoot.
But also not that rash if he wrote out a letter.
No,
rash is, here's a text.
I've now heard it all.
He took the time to sit down and write the whole thing out. Like, that's what's crazy is he clearly put enough forethought in it to do that. And now what the best part is that she just messaged today with he apologized, like tracked her down and apologized.
Also, like, even that to me is cruel. Like, the fact that he runs into her in public and chases her down. Like, to me, if I did something that drastic to a person and I realized I did something wrong, like, you best believe I'm not going to be like running into them in public. I'm calling them. I'm showing up at the house. I'm saying like, hey, is there any way we can talk if you're ready? Like,
oh, 100%.
I'm actually mind blown.
Also, this is just
mind blown.
Me snooping now. This is her Instagram account. If you want to see,
yeah, I do want to see.
It did have a ton of their wedding photos on it, and now they're all gone.
Okay,
that's right, Queen. That's right, Queen.
All, she's stunning.
She's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
God.
She's
what
just
an idiot.
Beautiful, like beach beauty, and like she had these gorgeous photos of her and her husband because they were newlyweds.
She's so pretty. Wait, I want to see what he looks like.
I know, but she deleted them all. Which again,
good for you.
Good for you.
I can't find him.
This idiot.
Wow, first of all, I am so sorry, and of everything, I know not everyone listening is a Christian or likes religion, but I just want to say something. I'm so sad with the way the world is right now and the way that Christians are being portrayed by people who honestly, in my opinion, don't know what it means to be a Christian. Because I feel like it's very clear that we have two jobs, and that's to love God and to love people. And if you love someone, even if you're doing something for the best in them that goes against what they want, like Ash, every time I've confronted you about something, even though you don't like what I'm saying, you feel loved by me in that moment because you know that I'm doing it because I care about you.
And like, no one wants to have those conversations. So if you're having that conversation, that means you care about that person.
Exactly. But it also...
what you don't do, or what you do if you don't care enough, is you write a freaking letter.
Yeah.
But
even like in all this stuff going on, you see these videos of Christians saying these like horrific things to other people because they think they're wrong or whatever. And it's just, it's not who we're supposed to be. And nothing makes me more mad than when I see people, like what he wrote in that letter was extremely manipulative.
Yeah.
For him to be preaching at her like she's lacking and she doesn't have enough like relationship with God or whatever. Like it makes me really mad because I think I have so many friends who like, I know that they hate Christians and I know that they love me, but it breaks my heart because I'm like, that's not what we were supposed to like be leaving a legacy in the world for. Like we're supposed to be the people that you come to
and
because,
feel safe with.
Yeah, you feel safe, you feel loved, you feel supported. And it's so sad to me. And so like people like this fool just disgust me because I'm like, you're just spitting on everything that you claim to be. Like the way you handle this,
hypocritical.
Oh my gosh!
Also, like it's just like the guy from your story.
Yeah.
Like they're taking their own personal issues, turning it around and throwing it back at these girls that are just sitting here in shock going, what the hell just happened? Yeah. It's mind-blowing. But I'm actually kind of really glad that we read both of these stories back to back, because it doesn't matter who you are, what your experience is, you have every right to stand up for yourself and to trust your gut. And if something feels off, you have every right to be like, whoa.
Yeah.
We need to pause here for a second and talk this through. Obviously, with my story, I don't know what happened before the letter. But like, I just hope both of our girls know that like, you're in the right. Everything that all these flags, all these questions, you have every right to question them, and you have every right to divorce / have these conversations. I'm specifically saying divorce to my story.
Yeah.
But like, stand firm in how you're feeling, get your crew behind you to support you, and stand up for yourself, because you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Also, the fact that she was like just innocently calling like, hey, what do you want for dinner? Shows that like
how abrupt
she
this was.
Wasn't in a mindset of like, oh, I could go home and like maybe never see him again.
This guy is literally the most unhealthy 9.
But you're not
ever heard of.
It's a marriage. You can't just like book out like that. Like, what is happening? What is happening in this world? What is happening?
If you could do that, I would have done that with so many conflicts in my life. If that was acceptable. That is not acceptable. Let's make that very clear. It's
That's
not
a Nick Miller thing to do.
That is a Nick Miller thing to do.
Like leaving your girlfriend on the train instead of breaking her up.
If I could break up with someone via letter, I 1,000% would. But you can't. Yeah. Like, that's not okay, you know? So... This idiot. He's apologizing and he misses her.
I'm just done.
You're trash.
I'm done.
You're trash, sir.
Wow.
I hope you get the house.
No, car, I hope you get everything, and he can go live in the wilderness like he wants to.
He can change his address.
Jesus lived in the wilderness for years, sir. Years. So go be like him. Disappear. Eat bread from heaven.
Locusts and honey.
My gosh.
Oh, shoot.
I'm just tripped out by this.
We need a dad joke, because I am so upset. I am so angry. My face feels hot.
Yeah.
Am I red?
I lost all faith in men again.
Why does this keep
happening? At least thrice a week. Thrice. Okay. Oof. All right, ready?
Yeah.
I got a vasectomy because I didn't want kids. But when I came home, they were still here.
Okay, that's good. That's a good one.
Thanks.
Shoot, guys. Unfortunately, this is the world we live in, but thank God we have each other, honestly. Yeah. Honestly. If you are going through something that you need to just vent about, or you want advice on, just send us a letter.
Yes.
A handwritten letter on a piece of paper. I can't.
Where does this girl live? Let's have coffee with her or something.
Let's meet up. Let's meet up.
I also need to see pictures of him right away.
I'm proud of her for deleting them, but I should have screenshotted because I wanted to see. Yeah. I wanted you to see them.
Dear God.
Because they looked like just like the normal happy couple. Mm-mm.
You never know.
Instagram is false, people. If you made it to the dad joke, you already know we love you the mostest. Be sure to check us out on our socials, chat with us in the DMs, all those things. And yeah, we'll be talking to you guys in our next episode coming next Monday.
Yes, love you all.
Bye.